On the matter, we have with us senior journalist from Washington, D.C., Dr. Quartey. Dr. Quartey, always a pleasure to have you on NDTV. Thank you so much. Would you say that U.S. President Donald Trump's ceasefire announcement, was it premature or was it a deliberate move to force Iran's hand diplomatically? What's the sense inside the West Wing?
Well, the sense is we don't know. We don't know. Everybody is waiting to see whether or not the American president got too far ahead of where Israel and Iran leadership is. We know that NBC News is reporting that the foreign minister of Iran has said that the country has not agreed to a ceasefire, at least the one announced by Trump, but that he indicated that Iran has paused its warfare. And so there's a lot of ambiguity there. What is in the ceasefire deal? What exactly are they agreeing with? What are still some sticking points? So much of this is still yet to be known, but this has been very touch and go throughout the day. We know that this American president likes to get out in front. He likes to control the message, to control the imagery. But time will tell whether or not Israel and Iran are in direct alignment and lockstep with the American president.
Indeed. In fact, we're yet to hear from Israel regarding an official confirmation as far as a ceasefire agreement is concerned. But given the stakes, Dr. Quartey, why did the administration announce a ceasefire while final military missions were still in progress? Was that a strategic misstep or a planned pressure tactic?
It's a very good question. It's unclear whether or not the administration was trying to move things along. The president seemed to be a bit annoyed in some of the social media posts that he put out this afternoon, but seems to believe that Israel and Iran will stick to this deal. That this deal will be permanent and that this deal will lead to permanent peace. I think that's some of the language that President Trump used in his social media post. And it's important to note that there are members of the United States Congress from the president's own party. I'm talking about Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky,
right?
That holding off on any war power resolution being submitted in the Congress, pending how the ceasefire goes. So if the ceasefire sticks, I think you'll see members of Congress, particularly from the president's party, sort of keep calm and carry on. But if it doesn't stick, I think it may open a can of worms for the president on Capitol Hill.
Right. Meanwhile, are U.S. intelligence and military officials confident that Iran's nuclear capability has truly been obliterated, as Trump claimed? Or as we speak, is there still a quiet concern that that nuclear threat remains?
I think there are a lot of unknowns here. Remember, the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, she testified before the United States Congress back in March and said that the intelligence community didn't believe that Iran had a nuclear weapon. They didn't see the imminent threat. Well, this president has publicly disagreed with Tulsi Gabbard. He has publicly disagreed from the intelligence community. And so I think there are some big questions as to, whether or not this president's going to be able to pick and choose, what facts he is willing to support coming out of the intelligence community versus facts and insights he chooses to dispute from the intelligence community.
Right. Meanwhile, Dr. Quartey, we just heard from the Vice President J.D. Vance as well. He called the war effectively over. But Trump's language, if we contrast it, has been far more triumphant. Would you say there's a messaging split inside the administration?
I would say that the administration has been very mum in terms of sharing their thoughts. I was at the White House today, camped out, hoping that whether the president or other members of the administration might share something with the press corps. all we got today were really social media posts from the president. We didn't hear from the White House press secretary. We didn't hear from members of his cabinet. And so that leads a lot of folks to believe that they are still getting clear about what their message is before they fan out.
Right. And at that meeting, was it made clear the role that Qatar actually played and why a Gulf monarchy was actually acting as the primary back channel instead of a formal ally like the United Kingdom or France? As in, did Washington intentionally sidestep Europe? Do we know anything from official channels regarding this?
We do not know anything from official channels about that. We know that the president met with the G7 in Canada late last week. As you remember, he left that G7 meeting early to return to the White House, to the Situation Room, to monitor this military intervention as they see it. And a lot of folks are saying, well, wait a minute, that was a tremendous opportunity for the president to organize support from allies within the G7. And clearly the president decided to do it differently. And so there are lots of questions this hour as to, how this all transpired, whether or not the president was working within his authority. Whether or not Congress was adequately consulted and informed and given the opportunity to authorize, this sort of military action. There are going to be a lot of questions that we look at and review in the coming days and weeks.
Indeed, and we'll be looking at them closely with you, Dr. Quartey.